I'm Stephen, and I'm a pastor.
I'm Lisa, and I was a school teacher before our surprise baby. We're doing our best trying to balance faith, family, and fitness.
We're chasing big goals, including qualifying for Boston. And we're running our second half strong. I'm Stephen.
And I'm Lisa, and we wanted to take a couple minutes just to kind of introduce ourselves and let you know why we wanted to start this channel.
That's right. And so Lisa and I actually met while I was in the Army. And so we met at a karaoke bar of all places. And so I put us in for a song, and that is how we actually met. I didn't know her before that happened.
Yeah. And we've been married for 18 years.
18 years.
We have 3 teenagers and a toddler who kind of changed everything.
And so now I'm a pastor here in Tulsa. You wouldn't think with the start in a bar that it would end up that way, but I've actually been in ministry for a little over 10 years now.
And I was a school teacher until, surprise, baby number 4 came along. And now I have the blessing of being able to stay home and just kind of manage the chaos of our life.
Why are we doing this? Our channel's called Second Half Strong. And so turning 40 made me kind of relook at life, my fitness, and just overall health. And I just was not in a very good place, physically speaking, when I turned 40. And so the whole idea behind our channel is being strong this half of life. And so we both had different times in our past where we've been in better shape and things like that, but we've been training for some different things. We just finished our first half marathon together, and so we had to train towards that. And the whole idea behind our channel is training for Boston. And so the day before we were about to do that race, we were out pushing the baby on the swing, and we started looking at the different times and stuff that it takes to qualify for the Boston Marathon. And we said, man, wouldn't it be crazy if we got to the point where we could actually do that?
Yeah, and I've always loved running. Running has been a part of my life, honestly, since childhood. And I've done it off and on my entire life. I've run several half marathons, a handful of full marathons, and Stephen always thought I was crazy for enjoying it as much as I did. But about 6 years ago, I had to give it up for a while because I started having back problems and back pain, and had some degeneration happening in my lower back and in my neck, and was told I shouldn't run anymore. And really I couldn't without pain. So I did give it up for quite a while. And then surprise baby came along at 46 for me. So actually at 45, I had her 3 days before I turned 45. So I've been 40, a little bit longer than Stephen, but something happened in that pregnancy. I had to stop taking all my medications, and after I had her, I have not had to go back on any medication, and she healed my back. My pregnancy healed my back in some miraculous way. So I started running again and realizing that I could run again, which is why I started training for the Jinx Half Marathon, and he kind of started training along with me, and yeah, Boston has always been like a big goal of mine. It was a dream of mine years ago, and to think that we could attain it now in our second half of life is a big goal, but I think we can do it. I don't know, we just wanted to kind of document this journey of a couple of just regular average runners. We're not elite athletes by any means, and what that looks like balancing training and fitness and faith and family in the chaos of having, like we said, 3 teenagers and a toddler and 3 dogs.
Right. And just kind of as we were doing life, trying to figure out the fitness stuff, we just realized, it's impossible to do this without the other one. And so it really does help our fitness journey to be doing something together. And also helps me to really have something that I'm training for, and have like those specific attainable goals along the way. And we've got some of those worked out already as far as what we're going to try to do in the channel. But that's been something with especially having the baby now, with our schedule, with our eating. When we're both doing it together, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, and having a baby in our second half of life has kind of given us a renewed sense of and desire, I guess, to be healthy long term. We very likely could have grandchildren in a handful of years and still be raising a child. So we got to stay fit and healthy. We got to be able to get up and down off the ground, off the floor, and do it together. And just like in life, you in a successful marriage, I think you can have similar goals, or if you have similar goals, even if you're in different places as you're working together. Obviously he runs a lot faster than me, and I'm not running it all right now as I'm letting my knee rehab, but so we're running at different paces and in different places along our journey, but our ultimate goal is still the same, and I think that's the best way to be successful in running and in life in general.
That's right. So what's next? We're going to be showing all types of things as we're trying to qualify for Boston, as far as just the different things that go into our workouts, to our diet. And so we want to really track a lot of the metrics that we think are important. So some of those things, like our long runs, we want to be keeping track of that. We're going to be doing miles for time. I'm trying to do 100 miles a month right now. We might even increase some of those things as we're going further into it. But we think in order to have that big picture goal, it's also important to have those smaller goals on along the way that are a little more attainable, because it helps to motivate a lot, and it gives you different milestones that you can hit along the way.
Yeah, and for me, what you'll see mostly for at least a little bit is obviously I'm rehabbing my knee, so I'm going to continue working on my physical therapy for that, and I go back to the doctor in a couple weeks and hopefully can get released to start running a little bit again. But I'll have, you'll see me building my mileage base back up, which is going to be slow and steady, unfortunately. But a lot of what you'll see from me for the next little bit is going to be a lot of nutrition probably too, because I think it's so important that we are fueling our bodies properly. And it's not just about calorie restriction or losing weight, but how can we nourish our body in the best ways? How can we fuel our long runs and our hard speed work? And how can I fuel my body properly with foods that just really help aid in healing and hopefully prevent future injuries?
Right. And so Boston's the goal, but we want to hit those other metrics, some of the diet stuff, and then just show how we're trying to live faithfully healthy in this second half of life.
Yeah.
So next week, we're going to give a good recap as far as the most recent race Lisa and I just did together, and also get more into what happened to her knee, because she's injured now.
We'll also be showing you Steven's first mile for time video. But for now,
I'm Steven.
and I'm Lisa,
And we're running our second half strong.